Hello, YouTube land. Let's continue the Kaldheim excitement. Kaldheim, the set I'm most excited since I've been back into the game. Kaldheim, bringing this frost and snow and epicness. So far, I have opened the bundle box with this gorgeous, truly unique dice. Love it. Definitely my new favorite dice. And I've gone through 2 pre-release kits. And now let's do the set box. A little bit better prepared this time for opening box. That's a knife. Very prepared this time. Almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost. Not quite. Alright. Let's... Come on. So, I understand there's no box topper like in the set box for, what was it called? Zendikar Rising, so that's a little bit of a bummer. Little bit of a bummer. But, I wasn't particularly excited about Zendikar Rising with the theme. I mean, I like when they introduced the bimodal, the flippy cards, and that there's an actual expedition included thing when you buy a box. I mean, that stuff was cool. But, meh. The whole party mechanic, and I mean, nothing really new there except that party mechanic. Come on, booster, open up. So I did open up a set box from Zendikar. I like the whole list thing there. So that was cool. Come on. And looks like one of our cards here is one of those games. I'm not going to get into the games. I'm not going to play the games. We're here to crack packs, right? Oh yeah, all these art series cards that I didn't really care about. That's the Showcase Vorniclex art. Alright. Lands. Let's keep our lands over there. Green, bro, we got our Notfold Recluse, 3 mana for 4/2 reach, interesting. Broken Wings, Icehide Troll, Arachnoform. Oh, so we got like a green spider theme, because I think the set boxes, the set boosters can be themed. Ravenous Lindworm, Snakefin Veil. Oh, another Flynn. Rune of Mortality, that's a new one for me. Replace itself because you get to draw a card when it comes in. Enchant a creature has Death Touch or enchanted equipment. Another Runeforged Champion. Blizzard Brawl, keeping with the green, and our foil is Bind the Monster. Okay. And Strictly Better Game. Okay. I mean, if you're opening this at home and you're going through a bunch of boxes and you're bored, I guess that makes sense to play these games. I just want to get this all open. Alright. Visigoth or something like that. Varigoth. Alright. Yeti. Land. Mistwalker. Depart the Realm. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand for 2 or foretell it for 1 blue. for Harbinger. Looks like this is a blue theme booster. Raven form. Exile an artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird creature token of flying. You can foretell this for 1. So we got a plow. Do we have the ox? Armed and armored. Vehicles you control become artifact creatures until end of turn. Choose a dwarf you control. Attach any number of equipment you control to it. Interesting. Ooh, another god. Bergi. God of storytelling. So, ooh, we got 2 showcases. We got Cole the Forge Master. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, if it was enchanted or equipped, return it to owner's hand. Creature tokens you control that are enchanted or equipped get +1. I was hoping to get this guy for that red-white Legends pre-constructed deck. Okay, so there we go. Something I actually wanted. Bergi. I don't really... I mean, like, she's probably... What do you do? I forgot. I'm sorry. Whenever you cast a spell, add red mana until end of turn. You don't lose this mana as steps and phases end. Creatures you control can boast twice. Right, and the artifact side... Discard a card, exile up to 2 cards from your library. You may play those cards this turn. Yeah, I feel like this is just better in limited. Right? I mean, who's really going to play Bergi? I don't really see. Like, Bergi's not really efficient. Right? Boast isn't that great of a mechanic. Foil is a story seeker. And, okay, elf token. Elf token, I prefer tokens over these art cards. Is there a market for these art cards? Alright, too much talking, right? This should be going faster considering this isn't the first opening I've already experienced with some of these cards. Oh, there's a tear thing on these, okay. Alright. Rune Eyes. Oh, I like this. I think this is my first Snow Island in this version. I like this one. Behold the Multiverse. Scry 2, then draw 2, and you can foretell this for 2. That's Scarecrow. This is the only Scarecrow in the set. Disdainful Stroke. Bind a monster again. Counter target artifact or enchantment spell for 1 blue. I mean, that's... I guess that makes it good in standard because you still have a lot of enchantments from Beyond Death. Brian Barrow Intruder. You can flash him in for 1 blue and a 1 -2 -0 until end of turn to an opponent's creature. Starnheim Aspirant. Angel spells cost 2 less to cast. That's good. Rampage of the Valkyries. Okay, so 5 mana to get an enchantment. Enters the battlefield, create a Serra Angel. Whenever an angel you control dies, each player sacks a creature. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. Arnie Broken Bow. 3 mana for a 3/3 legendary human berserker with haste, and his boast you may change Arnie's base power to 1 plus the greatest power among creatures you control until end of turn. Okay, that's kind of useful. Wow, this is only my 2nd red card. Surtland Elementalist. As an additional cost to cast a spell, reveal a giant, or pay another 2. Whenever this guy attacks, you may cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Okay, so 7 mana for an 8/8 giant, or 9 mana unless you reveal a giant, and then lets you cast sorceries and instants for free out of your hand. That's kind of cool. Oh, is this 2 foils? No, this is 1 foil. Dwarven Reinforcements is the foil. Council's Judgment. Will of the Council. Oh! Oh, this is a conspiracy card, isn't it? I'm like, I don't remember Will of the Council being a mechanic here. This is one of them list cards. Starting with you, each player votes for a non-land permanent you don't control. Exile each permanent with the most votes or tied for most votes. Interesting card. Let's put that to the side. List cards to the side. So what I have seen is that some of the list cards are from Modern Horizons, which is great because Modern Horizons had brought back snow permanents before this set. Before that, it was like back in 2006 from Cold Snap, and I loved all the new snow stuff in Modern Horizons, and I believe some of it is available. Oh, it's that dwarf that made that sword. Glacial Floodplain, Augury Raven, Behold the Multiverse, Scarecrow again, Disdainful Stroke again. A lot of Bind the Monsters here. Bearded Axe? Why do you have a bearded axe? You have to shave that thing? So 3 mana for a red equipment. The creature gets +1/+1 for each dwarf equipment and or vehicle you control. Ooh. Ooh, and equipment cost is 2. Wow, that's a handy dandy equipment. A Giant's Amulet, a Giant's Grasp. What do? Enchant Giant you control. When Giant's Grasp enters the battlefield, gain control of target non-land permanent for as long as Giant's Grasp remains on the battlefield. Okay, I like it. I'm seeing more bears featured on cards than actual bears in the set. Like, there's a bear, there's a bear. But there's only those spirit bears that I've seen so far. We got a mythic coming up. Anyway, this is funny because this means your giant is just playing with someone else's creature. It's like, I'm gonna play with your toys. I like it. A full art Starnheim Unleashed. Sorcery. Mythic. Create a Serra Angel. And if this spell was foretold, create X of those. Create X Serra Angels by paying double X and a white. Cool. A beautiful full art mythic. Cool. I like it. Ding 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 on that one, right? Bergstrider and Augury Raven. Replicated ring token. Okay, cool. Useful token. I don't remember if I pulled a replicated ring yet. So, is anyone else having trouble getting Rimewood Falls? The snow island forest land. The dual snow land for forest and island. Anyone else having trouble? Like, it's supposed to be an uncommon, and I have seen 0 of them. I've pulled, I think, everything else a number of times. Alright, Zombie Berserker. Don't remember, but I've pulled her. Snow-covered Swamp. Another Annul, another Intruder. Dual Strike. I do like Dual Strike. I like it. Fire Giant's Fury. Target giant you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player this turn, exile that many cards from the top of your library until end of turn. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. Okay. I could see the utility of that. Invasion of the Giants. I believe I pulled that before. What do you do? Surtland Frostpire. Sack it to scry 2, deal 2 damage to each creature. Okay, that's useful. You're a bit of a mess. Alright, this is my 3rd Agar. Glimpse the Cosmos. My 2nd World Tree. Yeah, I pulled a World Tree in my second pre-release box, I think. And this one's new for me. This is a foil? It's hard to tell. The foil, yeah, it's a foil. Raider's Carve, attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. It's a 4/4 to crew for 3. Yeah, so I pulled a World Tree in my second pre-release set. In my first one, I had a Toadski. It would have been fun if they just came together in the same one, though. Alright. Have I pulled any boosters that have more than one rare so far? Because that's the thing about the set box. The set boosters are supposed to have a chance to get up to like 4 rares. Alright. Oh, the Gates of Istval, Starnheim, one of those. No signature cards yet. Highland Forest. Mists of Listjar. Strategic Planning, Run Ashore, Draugr, Thought Thief. So, Draugr is supposed to be another word for zombie, am I right? Am I getting that wrong? Grim Draugr, I mean, every Draugr I see seems to be a zombie. Skull Raid, Frostpire Alchemist, pretty sure I pulled you before. This costs 1 less to cast if you control a giant or a wizard. And lets you play a sorcery instant from your graveyard. Yeah, this all sounds familiar. Immerstrom Predator. Pulled that before, I think. Cosimo, God of Voyage. Okay, there's one that I actually wanted. You can exile her during my upkeep. If you do, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, if this is exiled, you may put a voyage counter on it. If you don't, return her to the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters, and draw X cards where X is the number of voyage counters. And on the other side, whenever a vehicle you control deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles that many cards from the top of their library. You may play lands from among those cards for as long as they remain exiled. If there was a vehicle milling deck, this would work out well. Alright, Svella the Ice Shaper. Pulled that before, it's a good one. A Masked Vandal. Pulled that before. And a Crystalline Sliver from Stronghold. I do have the original one of this. Because I actually pulled that when Stronghold was new. Alright, that's the wrong pile. Tidy up a bit. I suppose we can fast forward through the tidying up steps. Have a lot more blue than any other color here, which is very interesting to me. Oh, we just pulled you. Volatile Fjord. Carfell Kennelmaster, Raise the Draugr, Infernal Pet, Village Rites, Priest of the Haunted Edge, Dread Rider, Spirit Knight. It's weird to have knights in a Viking set, don't you think? Let's see, 6 mana for a 3/7 Spirit Knight, a black and a generic. Tap it, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Target opponent loses 3 life. Basalt Ravager enters the battlefield, deals X damage to any target, where X is the greatest number of creatures you control that have a creature type in common. 4 mana for a 4/2. Alright, Frost Augur. Blessing of Frost. Okay. I remember wanting this spell because it's a snow sorcery. That's a new thing that I wish was in previous snow sets. So 4 mana, distribute X+1/+1 counters among any number of creatures you control, where X is the amount of snow spent to cast this spell. Then draw a card for each creature you control of power 4 or greater. Okay, so we're putting in an optimal situation 4 +1/+1 counters, and then drawing a card for every big one we got. Frostpeaky Yeti in the foil Infernal Pet, and Dwarf token. It's a Reaper. I don't remember which one. Arctic Tree Line. Beautiful, beautiful Arctic Tree Line. I think this is my 4th Dogged Pursuit, so I'm happy about that. Draugr Recruiter. Avalanche Caller. I think this one's a new one for me. 2 mana for 1/3 Wizard, Snow Wizard. 2 generic, target snow land you control becomes a 4/4 elemental creature with hexproof and haste until end of turn. It's still a land. Oh man, there's a similar card to this in Ice Age? Balduvian Elementalist or something? And maybe there's one like this in Cold Snap? I think this is like a callback to those or that earlier card. Replicating Ring. There we go. That's what I got that token for. 3 mana to add 1 mana of any color. So it's like Manolith to start with. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a night counter on this thing. If it has 8 or more, remove all of them and create 8 colorless snow artifact token creatures named Replicated Ring. Yeah, that's cool. So after 8 turns, I don't know if it's gonna last that long or you're gonna proliferate a bunch, but at the bottom, the floor is still a Manolith, which isn't bad. I don't care what you say, it isn't bad. Another Svella. Rootless Yew. When did Yew become Treefolk? 5 mana for a 5/4. When it dies, search your library for a creature card with power or toughness 6 or greater. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your library. Okay, so this thing dies and replaces itself with something bigger. That's handy. Arnie Slays the Troll. Like, if you see this art like really up close, this is such a well done job. It truly looks like it's etched metal. It's very lovely. Knotwood Slum Mound. King Narfi's Betrayal. I want to hear Narfi's saga, like the actual story. It wasn't featured in any of the lore posted online. Each player mills 4 cards. Then you may exile a creature or planeswalker card from each graveyard. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among cards exiled with King Narfi's Betrayal, and you may spend mana though as there were mana any color to cast the spells. Each player mills 4 cards, and then I can cast them. Nice. Nice. For already popular Dimir milling. Love it. Another Showcase Fin. Cool. Ooh, a foil Replicating Ring. Cool. Cool, because it's ice. Because it's a snow artifact. Even cooler. I forget which angel this is. A foil Ice Tunnel. Very nice. Very pretty. Ice Tunnel is always pretty to me. Foil is even better. Wither Crown. Way Down. Jarl of Forsaken. Feed the Serpent. Elder Fang Disciple. Provoke the Troll. Okay, so 4 mana to deal 3 damage to any target. If a creature is dealt damage this way, it gets +5/+0 until end of turn. I mean, this is weird. It's like either you kill something or you pump something up, but I'm sure it'll die. I mean, if it can take 3 damage and it still survive, how much more can it take before it dies? So it's like you pump it and then you end up losing it anyway. And whatever. Search for glory, snow sorcery. Oh, there we go. We got ourselves a rare and an mythic. And this is another full art mythic, which is very cool. So search for glory. And this is our second mythic, and both are full art. Battle Mammoth. 6 mana for a 6/5 with trample. Whenever a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you may draw a card. And you can foretell this 6/5 for only 4 mana. Very cool. And we have Freya, Judge of Valor. A 5 mana 2/4 angel flying lifelink. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Okay. And it's in Showcase. I always have trouble with the word Showcase. And we got a Tormented Helm foil. Alright. And this game is Booster Sleuth. I don't have time for that. Boom, boom, boom. Another angel. Doop. Death Knell Berserker. Coma's Faithful. Demonic Gifts. Masked Vandal again. Dusk Wielder. Jaspera Sentinel. Okay. Let's see. You can reach your 1/2 for 1 green and tap this elf rogue so that you can tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. So this would be more useful and limited for mana fixing. Glittering Frost. Crush the Weak. Reflections of Littjara. So this is my 3rd one. I still don't understand how this is supposed to be played. Enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Let's say I choose rogues. Whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell. Why doesn't it say, like, instead of choose a creature type, like choose a spell type? Artifact, enchantment, creature. It tells you to pick a creature type. So does that mean this is meant to work with tribal sorceries? Somebody please clue me in. Bergstrider, Iron Verdict, and another token for the ring. Still no signature cards. So this is the art for Showcase Varagoth. Oh, finally! Finally! Rimewood Falls. Finally. Ding, 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 ding. This, oh, it's not even an uncommon. It's supposed to be a common. Oh my god, it's so hard to get. So glad I got it. Just need 3 more. That's all. Just 3 more. Sculptor of Winter. Roots of Wisdom. Elderleaf Mentor. Grizzled Outrider. See, again, we feature a bear in the art, but we don't actually get a bear. We get an elf warrior who rides bears. 5 mana for 5/5, which is still not bad. Horizon Seeker, King Harold's Revenge. Maya, Breadguard Protector. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 human warrior token. Okay. And we got a Breadguard Stronghold to go with that theme. Harold unites the elves. Yes, he unites them and they join Maya and they have that big old battle against all those gate crashers. What do? Mill 3 cards. You may put an elf or Tivar card from your graveyard onto the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on each elf you control. Whenever an elf you control attacks this turn, target creature an opponent controls gets -1/-1 till end of turn. So does every elf make a -1/-1 counterpart? So -1/-1 to a target for every elf that's attacking, right? That's how I'm reading it. Ooh, another Frostbite. Give me more Frostbites. You know, cards, not the real thing, please. And our foil is a Coma's Faithful. Signature. No signature. That is Tybalt's Trickery. Yeah, I don't like this snow-covered island. Guardian Gladewalker. Enters the battlefield, put a +1 counter on target creature. So 2 mana to buff something, and this thing's a changeling. Struggle for Skemvar. Solrolf's Packmate. Mammoth Growth. Fearless Puppo. Fall of the Imposter. So this is when they chase Tybalt, and he ends up planeswalking away when he gets knocked off while they're climbing a cliff. So put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. Then okay. Oh, another Saga. One after the other. Binding of the Old Gods. Creatures you control gain Death Touch all the way at the end. Search your library for forest. Put into play tapped. Destroy target permanent or opponent controls. Yeah, I read that backwards. Blood on the Snow. Yes. The black snow. The black board wipe. And it's snow. I love it. Destroy all creatures or all planeswalkers. Then return a creature or planeswalker card with converted mana cost X or less, where you're from my graveyard to the battlefield, where X is the amount of snow spent. So best case scenario, something up to 6. That's another chase one for me. Another back channel pathway. This seems to be the most common pathway I am pulling. This is like my 3rd one, I think, and the others were full art, I think. And Morite of the Frost. A blue-green shapeshifter snow creature. So it's a changeling, which is great. And you may have this thing enter the battlefield as a copy of a permanent you control, except it's legendary and a snow in addition to other types. And if it's a creature, it enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it and has changeling. This is very cool. I like this spell. And our foil is another Mammoth Growth. Drift of Phantasms. This looks like it should be out of the Innistrad block. Oh, is it? This is another... This symbol is one of the early Ravnica ones. I'm like, spirits on Kaldheim look green, not white. So, 3 mana for 0/5 Defender with flying, and you can transmute it for 3. Discard this card, search your library for a card with the same converted mana cost as this card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. So, instead of playing a 0/5 flying wall, tutor up something for 3 mana. There's my list pile. List pile is here. Alright, so we are 1/3 in, and I managed to pull 3 cards from the list. None of the ones I was hoping for. I mean, Iced Fang Coatl would be perfect on account of it's with the snow theme. And it would save me the need to buy it, and it goes for like around $5 each. I think there's a couple of other snow spells on the list, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember this guy's name. Woodland Chasm, Wings of Cosmos. God's Hall Guardian, God Code Cleric, Code Spell Cleric, another Iron Verdict, a Doomscar Oracle, Revitalize, that was the art I pulled earlier. Cole the Forge Master, that was the other art I pulled earlier. Did I have him already? Whenever non-token creature you control dies. Or did I get one of him in the showcase? Was that it? Yes, I got one of him in showcase. That was it. Cool. And then an Axgard Armory, where Cole probably works. Bears of Litjara. Okay, so this is why the Bear Tokens card exists, right? Create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with changeling. Nope, that's not. Any number of target shapeshifter creatures you control have base power and toughness 4/4. Choose up to one target creature or planeswalker. Each creature with power 4 or greater you control deals damage equal to its power to that permanent. I mean, cool, but... So shapeshifters kill some sort of king by turning into bears or something. I wish this was in the lore articles. There should have been a lore for each one of these sagas. That would have been great. Pilfering Hawk. Battlefield Raptors, the foil. Booster Blitz. Treasure token. Sarulf. Snowfield Sinkhole. Giant Ox. Plow with Ox. No. Raider's Carve. Raven Wings. Starnheim Courser. Stalewart Valkyrie, another Battlefield Raptor. Spectral Steel, Divine Gambit. Hello! Mythic number 3. Toralf, God of Fury. So this is supposed to be Thor. 4 mana for a 5/4. Trample. Whenever a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls is dealt excess non-combat damage, Toralf deals damage equal to the excess to any other target besides that permanent. And on the other side is his hammer. Equipped creature has spend a red and a generic, tap, unattach the hammer. It deals 3 damage to any target. Return hammer to owner's hand. Equipped creature gets +3/+0 as long as it's legendary. Yeah, if you are worthy of Mjolnir, of Toralf's hammer, what are they going to call him? This hammer should have its own name. Mulmul. So if you're worthy, you get +3/+0. And then you can throw it. Cast a lightning bolt. Sort of. And incinerate. Alright, that's cool. He's a little complicated to plan around, but alright. And another Freya. Also in Showcase, so that's 2 Showcase Freyas. And a Frenzied Raider foil. Whenever you activate a boast ability, put a +1/+1 counter on this guy. And I have to say, this is Pringle free foiling. Look at that. Like disappears when I angle it like this. This is good. This is good. Not all of Magic's foiling is garbage. I'm definitely more excited about the cards I'm pulling here than the ones I did from Zendikar Rising. Demon Berserker token. It's a 2/3 Menace Demon Berserker token. Interesting. I haven't seen a spell that makes them yet. Signature. No signature. Another Ice Tunnel. See, I'm getting these other dual lands, dual snow lands, but that Rim Forest one. Invoke the Divine. Funeral Longboat. Beskir Shieldmate. Warnhorn Blast. Trickster's God's Heist. Exchange control of 2 target creatures. Then you may exchange control of 2 target non-basic, non-creature permanents that share a card type. So that's like telling me I can swap non-basic lands or other permanents. And then target player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Path to the World Tree. 3 Seasons. Waking the Trolls. Yes! Ding, ding, ding-a-ding, ding. Yes, the one I wanted for my snow deck. Whenever Yorn attacks, untap each snow permanent you control, and that goes a long way when every single permanent is a snow permanent in your deck. And he's only 3/3 for 3 mana. And he's got this other flip side that I don't even know if I'd be using, because it's a black and a blue. Tap it to... You may play target snow permanent card from your graveyard this turn. If you do, it enters the battlefield tapped. I mean, you must have something really great in the graveyard to want to play this instead of this. But I mean, of course, if you end up pulling another Yorn, give me another Yorn, give me another Yorn. Sculptor of Winter, which lets you untap more snowlands, and a foil Wither Crown. I got the Yorn, I got the Yorn, I wanted Yorn, I got the Yorn. Spirit tokens. Signature. Packmate. Beautiful snow forest. I mean, this is how it looks like outside the last couple of days here. Another Story Seeker, another Master Skald. I think I pulled this earlier. Enters the battlefield, exile a creature from your graveyard. If you do, return an artifact enchantment to your graveyard to your hand. Valor the Worthy, Braggart, Port of Carfell, Karud's Vicious Return. Cardurs. Sack a creature. When you do, deals 3 damage to any target. If there was a colon there, right, then I could do this repeatedly. But because there's no colon, I can only do this once, right? Each player discards a card, and then return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. Until your next turn. Okay, that's not bad. Immerstrom Skull Cairn. Is that the thing they were climbing on in the story? Eradicator Valkyrie. Mythic number 4. We are about halfway through the box and we have 4 mythics. I do believe I pulled her in my first pre-release box. Oh, a full art Blightstep Pathway. Cool. Icebind Pillar, which is like an icy manipulator that's actually icy because it's a snow artifact. Tap target artifact or creature for a snow. Cool. And a foil version of that one scarecrow in this set. Rising. Didn't I pull this spell? Oh, it's my favorite snow-covered island, but in foil. Very nice. Bound in Gold. Shackles of Treachery. Goldmaw Champion. Dwarven Reinforcements. Axguard Cavalry. In the bundle box I was opening, I kept getting this girl. Doesn't it feel like these should be the parents of Galia? Totally, for me. Open the Omen Paths, Tormentor's Helm, Drauggr's Helm. Yes! Yes, this is the other snow I was really hoping to get because this isn't a 12 mana spell. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each snow land you control. So, if I have like 6 snow lands already, then this is just or, you know, whatever. It's gonna cost less. I didn't have breakfast yet. Hard to think when I'm hungry. Enters the battlefield. Artifacts and creatures target opponents control don't untap during their player's next untap step. Hey, that's handy. And you can return 3 snowlands you control to my hand. And then this guy goes back so he can avoid getting killed off. And then he'll come back and he'll tap stuff down again. Yes, I will make room for you in my green-blue snow deck full of everything snow. Another Agar, this one in Showcase, and I already had one in Showcase earlier. Immerstrom Raider. Enters the battlefield, discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Okay, foil. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? What is this? Imperious Perfect. 3 mana elf warrior, 2/2. Other elves you control get +1/+1, and green and tap her to make more elf warriors. This is some sort of weird full art from 2007. Wow. Okay, I feel like this is a good pull. I mean, I don't think... Wasn't this card reprinted in Commander Legends? Or at least in the elf thing for Jumpstart? So I don't think this is like super hard to get, but this different art version, I want to say full art, it's nearly full art for its time, that makes it kind of cool. Bergie, Snow-Covered Swamp, Haggy Mob, Breakneck Berserkers, Run Amok, Vault Robber, Tuskegee Firewalker, Immerstrom Raider, Cardoom, Doomscourge, Demon Berserker, 4 mana for 4/3. Enters the battlefield until your next turn. Creatures your opponents control attack each combat if able and attack a player other than you if able. Whenever an attacking creature dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. This is really cool, especially with like goading and stuff in a multiplayer game. Cool. Doomscar Titan, a giant berserker, 6 mana for 4/4. Enters the battlefield. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Or you can foretell this for 5. A big meh. Tyvar, ding ding a ding and ding. Ding ding ding. Yes. Tyvar Kell, 4 mana. All elves can tap for black. +1, give a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target elf, untap it, and it gains Death Touch. 0, create more elf warriors. And -6, get an emblem whenever you cast an elf spell. It gains haste until end of turn, and you draw 2 cards. Ooh, this is juicy. I like it. I like it very much. Ooh. So this was in the rare slot, so... Oh, we got another card from the list coming up. We got a Shimmer Drift Veil and a foil Flying Wolfo. Army Ants from Visions. So 3 mana for 1/1, and then you tap, sack a land, destroy target land. Meh. Meh. I don't know. Signature. No signature. This is inside the Starnheim, the Great Hall, I think. Or this is where the angels gather. Anyway. Sulphurous Mire. Seize the Spoils. Smashing Success. Craven Hulk. Demon Bolt. I like the Demon Bolts very much. Undersea Invader. Don't get that guy. Squash. Cinderheart Giant, Clarion Spirit, Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying. This is a good bear. Oh my goodness, this is like the most common rare ever because this is my 4th one. I ended up pulling 2 of these in my pre-release set, and then 1 more in my bundle, and 1 more in this box. Oh my goodness, is this even really a rare? Surtland Flinger, what do you do? Oh, there we go. It's a pack with 2 rares in it. When this guy attacks, you may sack another creature. When you do, deals damage equal to sack's creature's power. So literally it's a giant that flings whenever he attacks. If the sacked creature was a giant, this thing deals twice that much damage. Okay. I do have a place for flingers. And a foil Shimmer Veil. Signature. More Gold Vein Pickaxes. Lithjara Kinseekers. Berg Strider, Pilfering Hawk, another Frostbite, yay. More Yetis. Shepherd of the Cosmos, that's a new one for me. Angel Warrior, 6 mana for a 3/3 flyer. Enters the battlefield, return a permanent card with converted cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And you can foretell it for 4. Battle of Frost and Fire. Sounds like a movie. Deals 4 damage to each non-giant creature and each planeswalker. Scry 3. Whenever you cast a spell of converted mana cost 5 or greater this turn, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. I guess this is kind of like a board wipe in a giant deck. Oh, here's another one. It's 2 rares here. Sarulf, cool. Glad I got this doggo. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1 counter on Sarulf. At the beginning of your upkeep, if this thing has 1 or more counters on it, you may remove all of them. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of counters removed this way. Ooh, you are utility doggo. I mean, 3 mana for a 3/3 wolf is already great. Pilfering Hawk again. Ooh, this one had 3 rares. We got a foil Tybalt's Trickery. Nice. I hate this card. I hate playing against this card. And I don't feel like I will be making one of those trick something big out of my own decks with this card. So I'm probably going to sell this baby. Signature. Totski. There's no, I don't see a signature, but it does have this Planeswalker foliage symbol. There's no signature. Are there no signatures on these cards? We're just looking for a stamp? Is that it? So I got a stamp. Glacial Floodplain. I get a bunch of these Glacial Floodplains. Not enough of the Rim Frost Woods, whatever they're called. Mistwalker. Depart the Realm, Carfell Harbinger, Raven Form, Augury Raven, Valkyrie's Sword, Youthful Valkyrie. 2 mana for 1/3 Angel, flying. Whenever another angel enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Youthful Valkyrie. Cool, wish I had more of those. Oh, we got a Mythic. Another Mythic full art. Allrood's Epiphany. Create 2 blue birds. With flying, take an extra turn after this one. Exile Epiphany, and you can foretell. So it's an extra turn card that creates birds. It's full art. It's mythic. It's beautiful. Wow, and this is 2/3 into the box. 2/3 into the box, and this is mythic number 4. Followed by another Showcase Narfi. I pulled a Narfi the other day. Cool. More Narfi is good. Carfell Candlemaster Foil. And we got another sliver. I guess this is time spiral? Time twist, something time related. So a Necrite sliver. It's a 2/2 for 3. All slivers have 3. Sack this creature, destroy target permanent. Ooh, that seems powerful in a sliver deck. That seems quite powerful. So 2/3 through the box, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 list cards. 2 of them are slivers. And we have how many mythics? 4, 5. Okay, so we have 6 mythics. 3 of them are full art. Have at least 1 of each color, 2 of green. 3 of them are full art. And we are 2/3 through the box. Haven't gotten every card I was hoping for. Are these supposed to be Coma Coils? And that's supposed to be like Finn fighting Coma to get that scale for his shield. Alright. Mists of Lithjar. Strategic Planning. Run Ashore. Draugr Thought Thief. Grim Draugr. Hall of Starnheim. Ascent of the Worthy. Freya. That I already have like 2 of her except in Showcase. And our rare is a Dragon Skin Berserker. 2 mana for 2/2 with first strike. Excellent start. Boast abilities, you activate cost 1 less to activate for each dragon you control. And you can boast to make a 5/5 dragon creature token with flying. Okay, that's kind of cool. Boast abilities, you activate cost 1 less to cast for each dragon you control. Okay, so his boasting gets cheaper and cheaper, easier and easier to boast. His stories become more and more believable as more and more dragons appear in the sky. Okay, Hailstorm Valkyrie and a foil Bergstrider. Foretell Marker. Signature. Nope. Alpine Meadow. I got a bunch of Alpine Meadows. Like, if opening any set, I really feel like the most common dual lands I get are Boros. It's so weird. I'm just attracted to Boros. Okay. Renegade Reaper. Angel Berserker, 3 mana for a 2/3 flyer, enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. If at least 1 angel card is milled this way, you gain 4 life. Okay. Hailstorm Valkyrie. Realm Walker. Okay, this is like my 3rd Realm Walker. Inga Rune Eyes. This is a Showcase version. I believe I pulled her earlier and I was like, you're kind of useless, lady. I mean, she's a major plot point, well, introduction to the realm. This is cool art, I have to say. Enters the battlefield, scry 3, and then when she dies, draw 3 cards if 3 or more creatures die this turn. So if her and at least 2 other creatures die, do I get to draw 3 cards? Otherwise, 4 mana for a 3/3 that lets you scry 3. And a foil Emerson Predator. Okay. Bird token, handy with all the stuff that makes birds in this set. Signature. Nope, it's Tegrid. Tegrid's cool. I pulled a Tegrid earlier from my bundle. Snow-covered island foil. Another Dread Rider. More Dogged Pursuits. Draugr Recruiter, Wither Crown, Way Down, Jarl Forsaken, Vengeful Reaper. 4 mana for 2/3 flyer with Death Touch and Haste. And you can foretell this for 2. That's not bad. Blood Sky Berserker. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this guy. And it gains menace until end of turn. Apparently I had moved the camera. Oh! Mystic Reflection. Another really good rare. Funny enough, this is my 3rd copy of it. More Defrost again. Cool. And a foil Struggle for Skemfer. Signature. Nope. Snow-Covered Forest. Feed the Serpent. Elderfang Disciple. Dead Knell Berserker. I have a feeling all the good stuff was like in the middle of the box. Koma's Faithful, Poison the Cup, Tegrid's Shadow. Each player sacks 2 creatures. You can foretell this for 4. And if you've got Tegrid out, Tegrid's Shadow, woohoo! Excellent. Return Upon the Tide, Rise of the Dreadmarn. Create X plus zombie tokens, where X is the number of non-token creatures that died this turn. And you can foretell this for a single black. So board wipe, and then for a single black, boom. That's hot business right there. And another Doomscar. So we got ourselves some good cards right here in this triple rare booster. Nice. Cleaving Reaper, Flying, Trample, 5 mana, 5/3, pay 3 life, and return her from the graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only if you had an Angel or Berserker enter the battlefield under your turn. I was just saying there was no more good stuff, and then I got myself a booster with 3 rares that I wanted. Not-Felled Slumber Mound, and Simian Spirit Guide. 3 mana for a 2/2 from the list, an Ape Spirit. Remove the guide from your hand from the game and add a red mana. So this is like free mana. Cool. I feel like any Simian cards are spiritual throwback to Ice Age and Alliances with their inclusions of that. And there was a little fairy or something that you could discard from your hand to just get free green mana. And I guess that Simian Spirit Guide was a callback to that in that Time Twisty set. And it is included on this list. Feels totally appropriate. Signature. Nope, Vornaclex. Will there be a Vornaclex in these last couple? Oh, Rimwood Falls. Finally. My Rimwood Falls, and it's a foil. Thank you. Just give me 2 more. Demonic Gifts, Masked Vandal, Duskwielder, Yaspara Sentinel, Thornmantle Striker. That's a new one for me. Enters the battlefield. Choose 1. Remove X counters from target permanent, where X is the number of elves you control. Target creature an opponent controls gets -X/-X until end turn, where X is the number of elves you control. Elf Rogue. So, X counters from a permanent. So that means you can remove cumulative upkeep counters. You can remove -1/-1 counters. You can remove... what other counters do we want to remove? Remove counters from sagas. If you remove the counters from sagas, do they reset? Do they? So this is a utility card. Elderfang Ritualist. When it dies, return another target elf card from your graveyard to your hand. Skemfar Shadow Mage. Skemfire. Elder Hall. Oh, so this is an Elder Hall. That wasn't the art before. It wasn't what I thought it was. What do you do, Elder Hall? Up to one target creature you don't control gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Create 2 green elf warrior creature tokens. Okay, cool. I like it. Useful. And Freya's Retribution. Oh, this is a good one. Did I pull this before? Create a Serra Angel, and then angels can tap to destroy creatures that are smaller than them. And then angels get double strike. Very cool. I like it. And more of that. And a Cyclone Summoner, a foil rare. So I got 2 rares in this one. What do you do, Cyclone Summoner? Enters the battlefield. If you cast it from your hand, return all permanents to their owner's hands except for giants, wizards, and lands. 7 mana for 7/7 that can reboot the board. Signature. It's Tybalt. Figures. You get tricked and you get more Tybalt. Highland Forest's got a bunch of those. Glittering Frost, Sculptor of Winter, Roots of Wisdom, Elderleaf Mentor, Grizzled Outrider, Herald, King of Skemfar. Did I pull you before? Maybe. 3 mana for a 3/2 with Menace. Enters the battlefield. Look at the top 5 cards of your library and you'll reveal an Elf or Tyvar. And I do have a Tyvar now. And put the rest of the bottom of library in random order. Elven Ambush. Somehow this art doesn't seem to jive with the rest of the art in the set. Elven Ambush. Create a elf token for each elf you control. Oh, double my elf board. Glorious Protector. 4 mana for 3/4 with flash and flying. Enters the battlefield. Exile any number of non-angel creatures you control until this guy leaves the battlefield, and you can foretell it for 3. Okay, so I guess when a board wipe is coming, Glorious Protector goes to work. Alright, so this is a double rare booster. We got another Tundra Femoral. I like those. I think I need maybe 1 more to get a complete set. 2 more. It's another Sculptor of Winter. Did I get 2 Sculptor of Winters in the same booster? I think so. And another Narfi, except this is foil. This is my 3rd Narfi. The other 2 were showcases, and this one's a foil. Cool. Signature. Nope. Oh, but I did get another Rimewood Falls. Ding ding for me. Horizon Seeker. King Harold's Revenge, Guardian Gladewalker, Struggle for Skemfar, Boreal Outrider, Spirit of Aldergrard, Grizzled Brawl, another chase, ding-a-ding-ding-ding-ding, creatures. This definitely is a chase card. I mean, how can it not be? What a great artifact. This is good. Right? I have no idea what the value is, but this is a good artifact. This is definitely one I was hoping to get. And we got ourselves a showcase Sigrid God Favored. I believe this was one of my pre-release promo cards, but this one's in showcase. So 3 mana for 2/2 that can flash in and has protection from gods and has first strike. Enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target attacking or blocking creature until Sigrid leaves the battlefield. So that's cool. Oh, so that was 2 rares. That was 2 rares in this booster. Showcase Vega, pulled her earlier in the bundle. A foil Demon Bolt, very nice. And Loyal Unicorn from the list. So 4 mana, 3/4 Vigilance, and Lieutenant. What that means, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Other creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn. Huh. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, if you control a commander, all my creatures take no combat damage. Other creatures you control gain vigilance until end of turn. Oh, other besides him. Okay. Wow, Loyal Unicorn seems pretty dang good. How's he an uncommon? I don't know. I'm just glad to have him. Unicorns have gone a long way since they were just vanilla creatures in my day. Treasure. Signature. Nope. It's one of the lands. Snow-covered swamps. Sarwolf's Packmate. Mammoth. Growth. Fearless Puppo. Recluse. Broken Wings. Then those come before. Oh, another Narfie. I got 4 Narfies now. Another Icebind Pillar. That's a cool. Haha, cool. Another Morit. And Dream Devourer. So 2 mana for a 0/3. Each non-land card in your hand without Foretell has Foretell. Its Foretell cost is equal to the mana cost reduced by 2 generic. Whenever you foretell a card, this thing gets +2/+0. Interesting. And I think this completes my set for Frostbites. And we got a foil Braggart. And the last booster in the set box. Thanks for tuning in this long. I hope you are enjoying the experience of opening up all these boosters vicariously with me. I do that sometimes on other people's streams or channels, so thanks for tuning in. Let me know that you like the experience. Nope, but it's beautiful. Another Woodland Chasm. Right. You go here. You go here. More Icehide Trolls. More Arachnoforms. Ravenous Worms. Think Veil. Absorb Identity. That's a new one for me. Return target creature to its owner's hand. You may have shapeshifters you control become copies of that creature until end of turn. Ooh. Oh. So they got something big and bad, and I don't just get rid of it. I make my guys copies of it and attack them with it. Oh, that seems like a really fun spell. Really fun spell. Another Liftjar Mirror Lake. A Liftjar Glade Warden. Exile a card from your graveyard. Put 2+1 counters on target creature. Activate this ability anytime you do a sorcery. Gladewalker Ritualist. Another Ascending Spirit. Another Replicating Ring. And Demonic Gifts. So, no Vorniclex, but did get a lot of juicy cards. Got cards I was hoping to get, not all of them, obviously. And still, no more Mythics, but still, was it six Mythics? And was it 3 of them were full art? That's still pretty good in my book. Again, I don't know the financial values of any of this stuff. I mean, who can really say what their value is? This set just came out like 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago, pre-release 2 weeks ago. So 2 green ones, 1 black one. I mean, if I pulled something of particular value and I didn't realize it, it'd be cool if you let me know. I mean, I love the flavor of this set. I love most of the art in this set. Alright, so we got a Tolfar, we got an Alrod's Epiphany, we got a Starnheim Unleashed, we got Eradicator Valkyrie and a Battle Mammoth, and a Tyvar. So, 6 Mythics, 3 of them full art. And from the list, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards from the list. 8 cards from the list. 2 of them slivers. None of them Ice Fang Kotal. Womp womp womp. But still, this unicorn's pretty cool. Simian Spirit Guide's gotta be useful. This Imperious Perfect is, even if I have this, I'm pretty sure I pulled this somewhere. But this is a nicer one. Council's Judgment, that should be fun to play. That's from Conspiracy, I guess. Alright. And how many of the lands I wanted did I actually get? So, 1 Rimewood Falls, 2 Rimewood Falls, okay, got 2 Rimewood Falls. I think maybe I pulled one in one of my pre-release sets. So I have 3, so I still have more product to open. I got 2 more pre-release sets to go through. And hopefully I pull more goodies that I was shooting for. And this has been a long video. Thank you so much for those that actually tuned in for all of it. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You naughty, naughty voyeurs. Let me know if you did. See you at the next one. See you out there, YouTube land.